Hello, my name is Dennis Morelli, and today I'll be doing a compare and contrast between Tesla and Westinghouse. To begin the discussion, we'll talk about the values of each company. Westinghouse is an established household name in American culture. It has essentially been around for 150 years when George Westinghouse first began inventing and patenting inventions that were created to help society as a whole. Whereas Tesla is a relatively young company founded in 2003 by Elon Musk. Musk has also founded other associated companies that will help Tesla and reach his specific vision for our future. Visiting Westinghouse Nuclear Power website, the first three things you'll see are ethics, integrity, and diversity. This is evidenced by how Westinghouse has treated its workforce and the products that they have created since the very foundation. They were the first to implement a half-day workday on Saturday, which was a huge step to a 5-day work week for blue-collar workers. They were the first to create industrial AC electrical generators, also the first to create commercial radio broadcast as well as the residential radio receivers. They were the first to create atom smashers for nuclear energy exploration, and they were the first to implement a nuclear reactor into a naval submarine, as well as developing an aerial radar surveillance system for the United States Air Force. In the background, you can see the We Can Do It poster, which is part of American society at this point, and this was Westinghouse's marketing during wartime efforts to create nationalism with the American public. Tesla, it's difficult to find a specific mission statement as I don't believe one necessarily exists, but I think the to put into context their goals can be summarized by one quote from Elon Musk, which is I won't be happy until we've escaped Earth and colonized Mars. This is evidenced by their large push towards broader adoption of solar energy and autonomous products, which solar energy and autonomous products can be used on any planet in the solar system that receives sunlight. So their products that we would see today are solar panels, solar roofs and shingles, Powerwall, which is a residential electrical storage system, and a Power Pack, which is an industrial electrical storage system. These storage systems are put into use for inclement weather where solar generation cannot be created, but the owner of the pack would still be able to use electrical equipment. Musk has also founded companies like SpaceX and OpenAI to help reach his vision, and those companies will be discussed during this presentation. Next, we'll be talking about the difference between the Westinghouse customers and a Tesla customer. Westinghouse customers are pretty self-explanatory. They rely on large industrial products, federally funded projects, electrical infrastructure, huge commercial implementations of their services and products. Tesla customers, on the other hand, tend to be individuals who are forward-thinking, environmentally conscious, and very willing to embrace new technology. The overall view of looking at what Tesla and the associated companies are trying to accomplish is that they are building a retail base in order to justify more investment into the companies to reach a much larger product vision. The customer differences are also going to be evident in how the customer loyalty and relationships are developed for each customer. Because Westinghouse has such a legacy and heavy name recognition through their performance and implementation of their products and services, that is one of the foundations of how they maintain customer loyalty. They also work in a very specialized industry as nuclear and hydroelectric power are their main sources of revenue. So there's very little competition in that world. Tesla customer loyalty and relationships are developed in a much different manner where the customers are reliant on the innovation and ambition of the employees and the companies like Tesla, SpaceX, and OpenAI. Their customers are very environmentally conscious, and they are looking towards the Elon Musk associated companies to provide a solution for a major global problem that will come to our future generations is the condition of the earth and what we will do for our resources and to provide for our living conditions. Tesla and Westinghouse are both very graciously embracing the adoption of artificial intelligence and big data collection, but they're doing it in different ways. Tesla, specifically Elon Musk, respects the potential of artificial intelligence, but also understands that it could be one of humanity's largest existential problems. He founded a company called OpenAI to help deploy and develop artificial intelligence in a safe manner to where it can be an enhancement to human life as opposed to a major hazard. Um, they've also had innovative ideas such as installing artificial intelligent software and equipment into vehicles since 2014, even though self-driving was not an option in subsequent years. This enabled Tesla to collect huge amounts of data from real-world drivers from hundreds of thousands of vehicles to help propel them to be the first company to offer a level 6 characterized vehicle, which would be an autonomous vehicle that requires no human input aside from the destination. Westinghouse, on the other hand, has realized that it is critical for the nuclear industry to develop artificial intelligence and big data analytics to survive. The implementation of both artificial intelligence and big data lead to a safer, more efficient, and cost-effective operation for nuclear facilities. They've partnered with IBM to use Watson as part of their artificial intelligence software, and they also understand that safer, more reliable operation leads to lower liability and much greater public perception. The key events for each company are also much different. We'll start with Westinghouse here. A key event for the digital implementation for Westinghouse was the Fukushima accident in Japan. This was a huge hit to the public perception of the nuclear industry, and although the reactor used at Fukushima, the reactors, I should say, are General Electric, Westinghouse was still affected by this, as the nuclear industry as a whole went under increased regulations and compliance oversight. So because of this, there's been a giant initiative to automate and to use big data and transform themselves as a digital company to become safer and more stable. This was a giant reinvigoration for the industry that has not had a major failure for decades. Tesla and its major event was the realization of the network capabilities that could come with faster network data transfers. This allowed for greater processing power as opposed to relying on isolated vehicle processing power. It can now act as a hive mind throughout the network, and the system connects each vehicle so that it can share information and develop artificial intelligence solutions for how the vehicles should perform on public roadways. This also eliminates the need for LiDAR, which is an antiquated radar system that was initially developed by other companies for autonomous self-driving. How each company is embracing the digital maturity is that they both are actively embracing digital maturity, and neither company is resisting. However, they are also doing it in different ways and have different needs. Tesla and SpaceX, they must continue to increase their digital innovation and be imaginative with the products that they make. Their achievements are leading to higher societal value and will also continue to positively affect the company as it is portrayed as being an ambitious project. Westinghouse, on the other hand, realized that technology is the path to survival and that research and development is the path to a better future. And they must optimize their technology and data collection to become a safer, more efficient operation. Each company has a different approach to how it uses data analytics for hiring and personnel. Ironically, Tesla would be very unlikely to use data analytics for personnel as they need a very dynamic, imaginative, and innovative workforce, which is something that cannot be quantified through databases. Westinghouse, on the other hand, would benefit greatly from hiring personnel through data analytics, as the nuclear industry is an established industry and the qualifications and education level is very standardized across what the employees are doing depending on their position. This has been my presentation. I appreciate the time, and this slide lists the references that were used during the presentation.